Hi, I'm Katie. I've chosen Article 28, Right to a Good Education. I now have an opportunity to interview Dr. Jason Price of the University of Victoria about his thoughts on education.
So, what are some of the benefits of a good education for the world's future?
That's a great question because, the rhetoric of what people have said about public education since we first started schools, and schools are really kind of a recent phenomenon, has always been that they were there to produce more democracy, that they were going to make us happier, freer people, that they were, even claims were made that they were going to cut down on prison populations, that economically there's a one-to-one relationship between education and economic development. Those were all kind of the claims of what schooling could do. And I don't think that it's fulfilled those claims. In fact, there's a lot of evidence to suggest that that schooling, especially when we label kids in schools, and we've all seen this happen, right? When the kid in your class becomes the problem kid and the troublemaker, and then we have groups, and some kids are labeled as being slower than other kids, or labels like that, and we find that those labels stay with people for the rest of their lives. And that when we look at prison populations, we find not only where they had other issues in their life, usually sexual abuse or some sort of physical abuse in their home, but we also find that they usually had a lack of success in schools and were usually given some sort of a label. So there are some negative effects. Just like some of us are very successful in schools, and we're made to feel successful and academically successful, and the way that we think and the way that we live in the world is rewarded. Many of us don't have the same experience in schools. In fact, some people have estimated 70% of the students that go through school feel a sense of lack of belonging, a sense of a lack of engagement, a pain from feeling excluded, of not looking like the other kids or acting like the other kids, and being subjected to bullying. So there's a lot that goes on in schools that's educational and miseducational. And we have to be honest about it. It doesn't mean that they're terrible places, right? It means that they're places where we have to be very, very aware of what's going on.
Well, thank you very much for coming.
It's been my real pleasure. Thank you very much. I've learned a lot.